everyone, TheSenpaiCode here. So for today's episode, I figured I would teach you guys how to do logos before your video game. So if you're working for some company like Activision, Walt Disney, Squaresoft, you can actually put their logos ahead of the game. Like they most likely would like and want. This will also work for playing videos. So if you have like a television screen in your game and you want to play something on that. So let's just show you guys what I mean. And then from there it will go into your main menu, or however you want to actually start the game. If you want to go into a cutscene or something like that, or if you actually want, you can actually have a moving background movie, like a movie playing in the background. You can actually have your text and everything else. If you have something, you can have like menu and options and all that other stuff in front of there, and you can create buttons also, or a space if you have space and you have a planet and stuff and you have it kind of in a movie format, or some sort of battle going on in the background, or asteroid flying, anything like that. You can have that in the background and then your options and everything. But enough mumbling about that. So let me just open up a new scene here for us all. So first, we're not going to need a directional light, so let's just delete that by clicking on it and hitting delete. So we will keep our main camera, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to UI, and I'm going to create a raw image. I'm going to scale this raw image to what the borders are at. So let's go like this. And I am in the 2D view, so it is a lot easier. So if you want, just click on that and then zoom out with your scroll wheel and just reposition where you want. So now we want to actually make it so it stretches to the border. So we're just going to click down here for the anchor, and that way if you're playing on different devices, you're playing on an iPad, a phone, a computer, a big screen TV, it will kind of help to stretch to that platform. Let's add a audio source to this so that we can actually hear the audio that's going on through these scripts. So Unity does come with a, where is it? Right here. So it does come with a little manual on how to do this. You will need QuickTime installed. For those that don't know what QuickTime is, it's a small little movie application by Apple, and it's this little thing right here. I'll put the link on where to get it down in the description down below, so you guys can just download it. It tells you what formats this will play, which are right here. Now that that's said and done, I can just close that. So now that we have our canvas going, let's just create a C# script by right clicking, go into create and hit C# script right here, and then call it whatever you want. I called it logo player, you can call it movie player. So once you have it, just double click on it, and let's get into the script here. So using Unity engine.ui, because we will be using some UIs here, and then we're going to be using the Unity engine.scene management to get to the main menu, or to get to the scene that you want to start the game out at. We will have the public movie texture logo, and that's why we're actually calling the UI also, so that we can actually use this movie texture. And we're going to have a raw image, and I named it raw image, and then we're going to have the audio source so that we can actually hear the audio from the movies playing. And then we're going to have the public transform logo 1, public transform logo 2. And if you have more logos, you just add more transforms on here, 3, 4, 5, however much. You don't need to add one for Unity. Unity normally throws their logos on before the game. And then you have the public bool logo is playing. I'm actually just going to change this to private now, just because I already know everything is working. So the void start raw image equals get component raw image. Then we have an audio source, which equals get component audio source. And then we will have our start coroutines, next logo, and next logo 2. And then we have play logo 1. So when it starts, it's going to play logo 1, which is right here. Play logo 1 is raw image.texture equals logo. which is right here, and which is going to be what we're going to be taking and dropping in when I put this script onto the object. So we have logo.play, so it's going to play that movie. We have the audio source.clip equals logo.audio_clip, and it's going to also play that audio source. And then it will jump to the next logo. And so while true, and we started off as true, so while it's true, logo playing will then equal false, and it's going to be waiting. It's going to yield return new, wait for seconds, 2 seconds. So if you right click inside of assets and create a new folder and name it movie, logos, whatever you want to store your files in, this first clip that I have here is that Squaresoft one. You have to make sure you know how long your movie clips are. So this is the first one here, and if I scroll over, it's 2 seconds. So that's why I have the first one here wait for 2 seconds. So it's going to wait for the movie to play, and then it's going to yield false. If false, then it's going to go to true, and then it's going to set the first object. When we set the objects up here, it's going to set the first one false, and then it's going to set the next logo movie to true, which will play the next logo movie that we have. And then if you have more, if you have like 3, 4 more, then you down here you'd just move this here. You'd set 2 to false and set 3 to true, and then if you have another one, you just copy this and paste to add more, however many logos you have. So you just keep adding more depending on how many logos, and then you'll just set each one false and true. So then after we set it to true, we're going to then call the next logo. And the reason why we want to set it to true before we call the next logo is because we want the audio to not be glitchy and say there's no audio source, or it's deactivated is actually what it would say. So we're going to call it, which will be the next logo 2, which is while true, and because we set it to true, it will then be true. So we're calling it raw image.texture, and it's going to go through everything again. It's going to play the movie, it's going to play the audio source, and then we're setting it to false after 33 seconds. So this Walt Disney one that I have here is 31 seconds. I added 2 more seconds because I wanted to fade to black before it switches the scene. So after 33 seconds, it's going to set to false. So if logo playing equals false, then it's going to go to my level 2, which is the one that I just had. And I actually don't have a main menu, so that's why I called level 2 instead of main menu. So if you have a main menu or something that you want to call, then you can actually call it here. And that's all there is to this script. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to create a empty object. So I'm right click and I'm going to empty. I'm just going to call this logo 1. And then I'm going to drag this canvas and I'm just going to drop it in here. And then I'm actually going to duplicate this, and then I'm going to just call this one logo 2. So then we have our logos here. I'm going to deactivate the second one here. Let's drag and drop our videos in before we do anything else. So if I drag and dropped the video in, let's just go downloads here. Let's just grab this one, drag and drop it in. So depending on how many seconds these are, it will take a little bit to transform. But what you're going to do is you're going to go up here once you click on the video, and then you're going to go to movie texture, and then you're going to hit apply, and you're going to wait, and it should transform it. Like I say, if it's 33 seconds, it's going to take just over a minute probably to transfer it. So I already have this, so I'm just going to delete it here. But that's how you convert it to a movie texture. So let's go to our canvas here, so this one here, and let me open up this canvas. And we're going to attach that script to these, so the logo player. So let's just go ahead and drag and drop this in, and it's going to give us a logo, and then a logo 1 and 2. And then we're going to also go to the second one here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to drag and drop this in. So for the first logo, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the object. So this object, logo 1, we'll put here the logo 1, logo 2, we'll put the logo 2. So what movie and logo 1 do we want to play? It's all up to you. But I have it set for 2 seconds for this one, so I'm going to grab this one. I'm just going to drag and I'm going to drop it in here. And then for the second one, I'm just going to drag and drop that 30-second one into here, and I'm going to drag and drop logo 1 in here and logo 2 in here. And so for the first one, it's going to turn off logo 1 once it's done, and it's going to turn on logo 2. So that's why we have this one deactivated and the other one. So now when we hit play, it's going to play through this. So then boom, it'll go into your main menu after it's done playing. So anyways, yeah, this is how easy it is to do logos, to do movies for your game. If you want a movie in the background, like I said, for your main menu or something like that, something playing in the background, you can do something like that and just add buttons to these. And of course, this you wouldn't have two, you wouldn't be turning one or two off. But yeah, so yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.
As the feelings start, I put a wall around my heart, but you're breaking it down.